Hello, I'm Miss Lambright, and this is my interactive math calendar board. This is a miniature of what would be in an actual classroom. We have our clock up here where we can tell our time. This is based on a plant life cycle. So we have a picture of a flower where we show the flower, the stem, the roots, and the leaves. Here we have our calendar where we can put today's date, September 2011. The numbers are removable, so we can take them out of the folder and place them and keep up with today's date. Here we have another plant life cycle diagram where it starts with a seed and goes to a plant. Here we have what time is it. It's an interactive clock where we can actually move the hands to show the actual time. So children can actually see the long hand and the short hand to do the minute hand and the hour hand. So we can actually do an interactive time with the clock. I have the various time zones here, so we can actually look to see what time it is today here in our time zone, and then see what time it is in New York, London, Moscow, or Tokyo, and we can do some comparisons. I have a time zone calendar of the United States, so we can see which time zone we're in, which we're in Central, so the class can see which time zone that they're actually in. And we have our interactive weather diagram here, which actually asks some questions like, what is today's temperature? We have our thermometer here. We can say, is it hot or is it cold? And they can pick these off the board and actually put them here, and we can write in what is the temperature. We can say, what's today's weather? And we have some interactive stickers here which we can see, okay, well, it's stormy or it's rainy, and so we can place it on the board. Then we have questions that are related to plants. Today is a good day to plant a tree. Is today a good day to plant a tree? Is today a good day to plant a flower? Is today a good day to plant a vegetable? We'll be talking about this in our thematic unit. And here we have the phases of the moon to go with our weather calendar, and the children will have pieces where we can place on the moon, and we will know if it's a half moon, a whole moon, a quarter moon, and the children can place that once we look it up on our interactive weather website. And next we have our counting, where we count in units. We have 100s, 10s, and 1s. And they're plants. We have a tree, a flower, and leaves, and that is interactive for the kids also. We'll use a number. We may use the date, the weather, the temperature, whatever number we decide to pick, we'll use that as our number for the day. We also have coins. We'll have a bag of coins, and then we'll have containers, and the children will place that on the counter, and we'll count our coins corresponding with the number of the day. We also can count by fives using seeds, which the seeds will go along with our plant life cycle. And then we have the cutouts where we can also do our blocks with our 100 blocks, our 10 blocks, or our 1 blocks to also use that to learn to count our number for the day. And this is the presentation of our Interactive Math Learning Center. Thank you. Hello, I'm Miss Lambright, and this is my Math Learning Station. This learning station is designed for 3rd graders, and it will teach them how to earn, count, spend, budget, and place monetary values on items that are based on physical science. The learning station has 2 folders. We have one called the Grocery Store Game and one called Does Money Grow on Trees? The Does Money Grow on Trees has a basic history of money on the front cover where children can read, and inside we have pictures of different coins. We have the penny, the nickel, the dime, and the quarter, and written beside it is different ways to write the values of each coin. There's a worksheet about fun facts about money. And there's a worksheet for children to learn how to convert seeds into monetary values. And inside our basket with the Learning Center, we have the seeds, so the children can take the seeds out and actually count them and then compare them to the coins. And inside we have a bag of coins. Our second file folder game is called the grocery store game, and it's designed for 2 or more players. One player can play, but it's actually more fun with 2 or more. The children will decide their role in the game. You can be the grocery store owner, the customer, or the banker. While playing this game, children will use seeds, beans, leaves, rocks, or paper as money. And there is a money converter chart. There is also a price list chart for the store owner. And the store owner will be selling items such as items that grow on trees, items that grow underground, items that are made of grain. And the items that they'll be selling is in our picnic basket. And we have items such as flowers, a can of soup, and some fruit. So in order for the grocery store owner to know how much to charge for these items, they'll need to look at their price list chart and determine, what am I selling? An item that grows on a tree? Or an item that might contain water? Which the students will need to learn how to read the label of the soup, because they'll need to know, does this item contain water? This is a very fun game, I believe. Kids will be learning how to earn money, because there's questions in the folder, and each child will pick a question, answer it. The question on the back will give them a money value, and they can earn money. And the money is represented with the seeds, or the beans, or the rocks, or the leaves. And they're all contained in small containers, which all fit inside the small basket. There's a calculator, there's a dry erase board, and there's actual money. So the children can actually convert their earned money, the seeds, the leaves, the beans, so forth, into actual coins. So this is an interactive game for students to learn how to count money and how to convert money, how to earn money, how to spend money, and how to budget money. This is our Science Learning Center. It contains 2 buckets, plastic buckets, and 3 different file folder games. The first bucket is a measuring game, and it's called Measure Up. And inside the folder, the children have a basic worksheet that they can measure various things. There's the rulers with pictures, and the children can look at the rulers and then write on the worksheet the measurements. There's scales and also liquids. In this file folder game, along with the bucket, we have our plant growth chart, in which this is going to be an interactive, ongoing chart that the children will use during their thematic for plant life cycles. We have our class plant, and the children will individually record the growth of the plant, the height of the plant, the width of the plant, and if they watered it. They'll need to put their name and their date, so that way we can keep up with the growth of our plant. Inside our bucket we have measuring tape. So the children will learn how to use a measuring tape, and they will measure their plant, their height and their width. And also we have measuring cups, a container of water, and a container of dry salt. And children can use these cups as an interactive, fun way to measure liquids and solids. And all of this fits neatly back into the tote. To go along with this Science Learning Center, I also included 2 books for individual reading. We have Jack and the Beanstalk and I'm Growing Too. These are both very good books that go along with the plant life cycle. Our second tote consists of 2 different folders. We have one called Flower Power, and this talks about the plant life cycle of a flower, and there are diagrams inside the folder where the children can take individually and label the parts of a plant. They have 2 projects in the folder. One is the anatomy of a flower, which there is a diagram, a color diagram with the parts of the flower labeled. And then the children will be able to actually cut out the parts of a flower, color it, and make their own picture. Here are the parts that they would color and cut out. So this is an activity that they would do while learning the anatomy of a flower. There's also an activity inside called How to Make a Bendy Plant. And the children are just going to take some bendable chenille stems and make a plant. The directions show them how to make a tree or a flower. And this is a fun interactive game that children can do on their own while learning the different parts of a flower or a tree. The second folder is How Does Your Garden Grow? And in this file folder, there are some worksheets. This worksheet is How Does Lettuce Grow? And the children will cut out the pieces and paste them in order of how lettuce grows. And they'll be learning this with the thematic unit. Along with the worksheets, there are some informational sheets. Here is How Does a Tree Live and Grow? And there's a picture of a tree stump, and then the different parts of the tree stump are labeled along with information about how trees grow. Along with this folder is a matching game. Children love matching, and these are laminated cards, and there's 8 of them, and the children can place the cards on the table face down and then turn them over, and it's a memory matching game, and all the cards have different trees on them. And that concludes my presentation of our Math Learning Center and our Science Learning Center. Thank you.